So today we're talking about cleaning up your CRM. We'll be talking about a little bit of hashtag management. Feel free to interrupt me with any questions that you have along the way. Alrighty. So this is the CRM page of my Weikert. And I just wanted to do like a little refresher of the statuses in the client journey. They did recently update this, so it might look a little different. But we have your client journey right here. And your contacts can only be one of these things, as opposed to like down here. This is the deal type. They can be multiple of these if you want them to be. But oftentimes somebody starts out in the sphere or prospect. So sphere are people you know, friends and family. Prospects are people you may not know. You might get them from like a cold realty list or something like that. But right here, you don't actually know if they are buying or selling. They're just on your list. They're people to be contacted. Then hopefully you'll move them into the lead status. So new leads are interested in real estate, but you may not know them. So you met them at an open house, or they came through the Weikert lead network, something like that. So you know that they are interested in buying or selling, but maybe you haven't contacted them yet and you're not in talks with them. But then they'll move to active lead, hopefully when they are on your website, they start clicking around and looking at houses and interacting with you. And then from active lead, we want to move them to our client. So you're actively working with them, buying or selling. And then contract, obviously you've signed a contract with them. And then ultimately we want them to be closed in a house, which is the goal. And then they'll go into like your pure gold, and hopefully we'll give you referrals. All right. So if you are in your CRM and you see your leads here, the first thing you want to check is your activity. So if you see that all of these are grayed out, that means I have no way to contact this person. So obviously this is just a test to show you. But if you click on them, they don't have a phone number. Their email address may be invalid, or maybe they've unsubscribed to my emails if I have sent them to something, and they click the unsubscribe button. And because there's no valid phone, we obviously can't call or text them. So this lead is basically useless. So you may have a few of these in your CRM that are just taking up space that you want to delete. So you can either mass delete them here, like clicking on them, more actions, and you could, archive contacts or delete contacts. Or you can go in here to more actions, and you could delete or archive this way. So if you delete them, they're gone from the whole system. If you archive them, they will go into the archive folder. You won't see them in your CRM. You'd have to actually search for them. But you may want to leave somebody archived if you've contacted them and they've unsubscribed, but you go maybe to Cold Realty, find them on a new list and put them back in. KV Core should find them, or my Weikert should find them, and not put them in your system as a new lead or a prospect because they're in your archive folder already, and they'll see the duplicate emails. So if they're on your list and you don't want to speak to them again, or they don't want to speak to you again, you can archive them just by clicking there. And then they're not on anything on your client journey because they're in the archive folder. Any questions so far? The only reason you would want to keep a contact that doesn't have like phone or email is if you do have their home address. And that's because if you want to send them snail mail, that's something you could do. But a lot of people don't even do that through the My Weikert system. They would do that through the design center. So you could still archive them if you want. All right. The next way to filter or to clean up your CRM is to go to filters. And then if you head to behavior, you can click on if somebody doesn't have search alerts, doesn't have market reports, and doesn't have a campaign running. So if you click no to all of these and then apply, all of the people who don't have search alerts, market reports, or campaigns running will pop up, and you can click on them and then obviously set them on a campaign or an alert, because if they're in your system and you're not regularly contacting them through like a newsletter or something like that, you do want to set them up on an alert, so you're in constant contact with them and they see your face like once a week if you're doing that sort of market report. Alrighty. And if you do search for this and have a bunch of people, then the best way to put them on an alert is to actually call them and actually talk to them, see what they're looking for, so you can do alerts specifically for them, because you could always do a market report that's pretty vague in your county or your town, but search alerts should be more specific. All right. And then we're going to go back to my little KV core. Oh, wait. That's why my things weren't coming up, because it was searching for KV core. So I looked at our business analytics for the offices that I'm in, Warren, Watchung, and Hillsborough, and there's like almost 100,000 contacts or something like that without search alerts or market reports. So that'll be a good thing to filter and figure out. And then to add them to reports or campaigns, just scroll down right there. Alrighty, so when you do call a contact, you could do it right through our system. It will call them via our smart number. And then you could log your call here. So if I press call now, it will actually call my phone and then call this person. And then when you're on the phone with them, you could start logging your call, taking notes in this little box here, and you could actually add hashtags right in this box, which is awesome. So these are ones that are already in the system, or you can make one up if they give you a different idea. And if you're a paper note taker, when you're on the phone with somebody, you can always go in afterwards and add a note over here. So again, you could add a hashtag right in this note box just by clicking hashtag. And then this is actually new. This little menu pops up with all the hashtags in the system. So you could duplicate your hashtag organization system. All right. No questions thus far? You could also add a task to their profile. So you could see these are the tasks that are the system sets. But if you do this, you could add a task here. You could title it just like call them or something like that, and then write the details in here. So when you do talk to them and they say maybe they're not ready to buy or sell, like call me in 6 months, you could actually remind yourself to call them in 3 months or so and talk to them again. And then, let's see. Well, there was, oh, with the note, you could pin it to the top. So you could add your note to call them in 3 months or so, and then click pin it to the top, and it will be the first thing that you see on their profile. All right. So we could talk a little bit about hashtags now. So like you could put it in the note area, you could put it in the call area, you could put it in your hashtag area here. So as you start typing some of your hashtags, it might take a little bit, this little spinning wheel. Your hashtags should pop up that match this, and then you can click wherever the hashtag needs to go. Oh yeah, and then you could also mass hashtag people right through your CRM. So if you have done an open house or something like that, you've uploaded them to the system, but you forgot to write like where you met them. So you just take all of the people that you need. And again, more actions, add hashtag. And hashtags, if you didn't know, they can trigger smart campaigns, they can trigger search alerts, they can come from landing pages, squeeze pages, text captures. So we do use hashtags a lot in the system to organize people. And we also have in marketing, hashtag management over here. So you can view your hashtags and organize them this way. So if you're finding that you have a ton of hashtags, you can't even keep them straight, then head to marketing, hashtag management, and you can see how many people are in that hashtag. So if you have a bunch that are like open house X, open house Y, whatever, and they have like 1 or 2 people in them, you could actually merge your hashtags. So if you click here and here, merge, you write your new hashtag here and you can press save. So I know we have like so many different ideas that hashtags could be. But as you can see, I only have 10, but that's because I don't actually do work as a realtor. But I think you should keep it like minimal just to not overwhelm yourself with searching and finding people in hashtags. So some ideas that I have for mine, 49 Crestmont, that is the open house that I did. That's the address for it. So I know that people were there and that's how I found them. Obviously, Hillsborough, Warren, and Watchung, those are all of my agents. So they are hashtagged with where they work. I have a mass email list. So if you have a bunch of people in your sphere that you only want to keep in contact with via this system, like for holidays or something like that, you can create your holiday email and then only send it to hashtag mass email list. Open house, obviously. This one says open house and then has a bunch of numbers. And if you didn't know, our open house app automatically creates a hashtag. So when you're doing an open house and using the app, those people who are put into that system get this sort of hashtag. So it says open house, this is the MLS number, and then this is the date that the open house happened. Again, you don't have to keep this. If you want everybody to just be in open house, then click on these guys, you can merge them, and then you can just hit delete right here. And it won't get rid of the contacts, it will just get rid of the hashtag applied to them. And then something like this is search alert for Somerset. Test hashtag is just for tests. If you happen to send yourself emails and text messages just to see what they would look like, then you could put your own contact in and be a hashtag test. And then this one is from a text campaign, which I will show you now. So places that you could put hashtags that will organize your CRM can be found in Lead Engine. So call and text capture is that text WIDA. We do it all. So I have a bunch of text custom codes that when people text my smart number, they will go to my CRM. So some ideas for text marketing for you. I have one that says pre-approval, which goes to the mortgage app. And then their hashtag will be text pre-approval. Somerset goes to a squeeze page of homes for sale in Somerset County, and their hashtag is text Somerset. 499 Tremont, that is from a playbook, actually. That's why there's a lock next to it. I can't actually change this. But when people are text this number, or this code rather, to this number, then they get the MLS ID attached to that playbook. And then if they text WDIA, they go to the We Do It All registration page on my website, and then their hashtag is text WDIA. And then everybody has a text code that's their name that comes with the system. If you want people to text your name to your smart number, that's up to you. But I did edit this and just says like, visit my website to start your home search. So the reason that I did text and then where they came from is because in your smart CRM, when you are searching for people, or certain hashtags rather, just give it a second to load. In this search box, if you start hashtag and then do text, it will come up with all of the people who came in through a text campaign. So I only have one, but if I had text WDIA and text pre-approval, they would both be here. And that's if you want to like put all of these people on the same campaign, or you want to mass email them in some way. Again, if you do a landing page, you could add a text here. You could do like hashtag LP and then whatever the organization you want to do is, because it's from a landing page. What else? All right, and then campaigns we've gone over before. But as you can see, a lot of them are triggered when somebody has hashtags. So I do like hashtag neighbor. Some of these are new leads, but some of them are like hashtag neighborhood farm. So if you do like any of these campaigns, then you can turn them on, add this hashtag to somebody, and then it will trigger this campaign. One thing that you don't need is like hashtag buyer or hashtag sphere, something like that. I did have slides that I forgot to open for you. Because those are already searchable items within your CRM. So if you go to filters, you can search by status or deal type. So you don't actually need like hashtag sphere because you can search it that way. And then some best practices. Hopefully you can still see my screen here. Start your hashtag with the commonality. Again, like text, search alert, landing page, Facebook. And then if you do organize that way, don't do like hashtag Facebook and then hashtag FB, because that, again, you might get overwhelmed with hashtags, you might get confused with them. So just like start a system and keep it that way. Does anyone have questions so far? No?
Nope, I'm good. Thank you.
All right. One other thing I wanted to show you is search alerts being triggered by a hashtag as well. So if you have a lot of people who come to you that search for homes in like Somerset County, you can create an alert here and you can create your hashtag, which I did, SA Somerset, search alert Somerset. And then you could obviously just click your location, add any keywords, and then add your alert. And then if you get a new buyer in your system and they are looking in Somerset County, then you could just add hashtag SA Somerset to them and a search alert will be triggered for them. So you can do that like if you're bulk uploading something to your CRM as well. Mine takes forever because I have everyone's contacts in here. Alrighty. So the most important thing is what we talked about in the beginning, which is where they are on their client journey. So you obviously want to clean up your CRM and make sure everybody is in the correct bucket. So if you go through your sphere and anybody's like a potential client, you can move them into lead status and contact them the way you would contact a lead, not just your sphere. Prospect is often the largest group of people that people have because we do coal, realty, uploads a lot, neighborhood farming, that sort of thing. So you do want to concentrate on your prospects and hopefully move them into lead status. So in that way, you definitely want to add your alerts, your campaigns, and your market reports, and definitely call these people to make sure that they're actually in the market to buy and sell. And then when they're in the new lead status, new leads are people that you want to call as well to get as many details on them as you can. And then they say that active leads are the ones that you want to concentrate on the most because they are the closest to where we want them to be, which is client, contract, and closed. So make sure that you're contacting them a lot and then that everything in their system is where it needs to be. And then clients, obviously, you're working with them. They're getting a lot of your time until they're closed. Yeah, so I think that is all I had on cleaning up your CRM and sort of organizing them via hashtag management. One thing you can do is a validation run. So right here, the system does it automatically when you put somebody in the system. So they look up their name and their phone number and stuff, make sure they're a real person. And that's why a lot of times some people don't have the ability to email somebody because the validation run ran and found that it's like a fake email address or something like that. So if you do get more information on somebody and like maybe they spelled their email address wrong on the open house app or something, you update their information and then you could actually do a validation run yourself and then find them on the internet. So it will bring you to different websites that they have, like social media, so you can find a little bit more about them and make sure that there's somebody that you want to work with. Alrighty. So hopefully that helps you clean up your CRM and start the new year off with potential clients that are actually good for you.
Yeah.
Katie, once I do go in and clean it up, I'm sure I'm going to have questions. So should I just set up a one-on-one or should I just like make a list of my questions and call you, or how do you want to work that? What's best for you?
Yeah, I think we could set up a one-on-one if we need to go through anything like in real time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
No problem.
I will also be doing that also.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right, thank you for coming.
Thanks, Katie.
And if you do need to like rewatch anything, I'll send the recording out on my YouTube page.
Okay.
Great. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Take care.
You too. Have a good day.